All right, time now is 12:05 afternoon on May 27th. Time flies, man. Time flies. May is already almost ending, and I've officially left Hong Kong for 5 months, over 5 months. I should have said this on May 25th, but I forgot, I think. Um, so I did an oopsie last night, and I watched the movie late, so I finished watching at 2:30 and I went to bed at nearly 4 a.m. in the morning, which basically reset all the hard work I've done in the past week trying to sleep early. So tonight I'm going to force myself to sleep early, but I'm not sure if I'm going to really fall asleep. Um yeah, it's I woke up a couple times, I believe. I slept at 4 a.m. and then I woke up once and then I fell back asleep, and then at around 10:15 I got woken up by the alarm and I'm too tired. So I went back to bed and then I naturally woke up at 11:50 as expected. Right now 11:50 is like my natural wake up time. Um like back in Hong Kong it's 1:30 p.m. Right now it's 11:50. That's my natural time now. Um and I had a very long, vivid, complicated dream that's kind of sad and poignant. I somehow went back to Hong Kong, like in current time, not in the future, not in the past, but right now. And I saw people and I tried to act differently in front of them this time. I think I saw Natalie, I think I saw Jordana, I think I saw Leo and Pink, and I think I saw Cedric at one point. I just saw a lot of people. But at the same time, I was also here. And I was working at the well, if you know what I mean. But I was also thinking about this job I had where I had to pack cakes and sell to them. Like I'm working at a bakery or something, which is really weird. And then I also dreamed about I dreamed about I just dreamed about seeing my cousins, and now all my cousins and my brother is taller than me, and I wanted to say goodbye to them because they're going to the USA, and now I'm in Hong Kong, and I need to say goodbye to them because they're going to travel, but they're gonna somehow meet me soon. Um, it's just a very weird dream, is all. I swear there was so much more to the dream, but I just forgot most of them already. Um, I swear there was so much more to this dream. Like I was in a classroom or something at one point. I was in this thing and in that thing. I was in multiple locations. Huh. Alright. Couple more things. To get rid of the pyramid hair, I actually wash my hair, which is actually way more convenient than I thought it would be. Because I just turn on the shower head and it's a stream of water down, and then I just put my head into the waterfall and then I wipe it and here I am. Just still a little pyramidal, but it's way better now. Second of all, I weighed myself again last night and it's 123.6 pounds, which is again a drop. This made me realize that maybe I'm just fluctuating from 122 to 125. So just because I got to 125, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just fluctuating. So it should be, in theory, 123 point something plus or minus 1.5 or something. So I still haven't improved all that much in terms of weight in that case. Um, yeah, I'm gonna still try really hard. So today I'm gonna try Uber Eats. I'm gonna try to get a takeout, and I'm gonna try something random. I'm not gonna eat a burger or something. I don't know. It depends on what I find on Uber Eats, but I'll try to eat something interesting. Or Grubhub. Is Grubhub cheaper? I don't know. Um, DoorDash maybe? Don't know. But yeah, today's gonna be another very chilled, boring ass day. Um, Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to clean up the room, vacuum. I'm gonna try to replace my bed sheets, which is gonna be tough because the last time I did that was in my second host, and I have somewhere to put my pajamas in. I have a clean spot, but right now I don't have a clean spot. So if I remove my bed sheet, where do I put my pajamas? On the naked bed? Hell no. I may have to put it back in my plastic bag, which is stupid. This is the reason why it's better to like change your bed sheet first before you wash your pajamas probably. So now I need to brainstorm a way to I can use my pillow. So I can place my clean pajamas on the pillow first, have the pillow sit on the naked bed, and wash the bed sheet first and then the blanket. So bed sheet is clean, I put the blanket and then pillowcase the last. That's very complicated, but that's the only possible way. At 5:30 we're gonna have the script writing club meeting again, and it's going to be led by Aika, the Japanese girl. She is an immigrant, just like me, and I kind of want to hang out with her because this time she seems like a legit Japanese person. She has an accent. She doesn't have an American accent. Okay, so she seems really legit, and like as opposed to that girl I met in film 40, who dropped within a week, who's born and raised a little bit in Gunma, but also simultaneously born and raised in friggin' Culver City. But yeah, I don't know. I want to befriend her. I don't know how. I don't know what sort of crazy shenanigan I'm gonna pull, but I want to. Okay, I want to at least get her Instagram. And Pepper's gonna be like, okay, so you know her now. So how do you? It's all gonna be fucking connected. When I edited my thoughts update video yesterday, I was talking about EAS. I was talking about the secret network of East Asians. And 1 month later, at the end of May, I still haven't gotten it. I spent some time drawing last night, which is pretty good. I drew Mary and Cedric, and it's actually not bad. Even though Mary and Cedric doesn't look like Mary and Cedric at all in my painting, at least in my drawing, at least it looks acceptable. Like, at least it doesn't look downright ugly as fuck. It's just that I need to draw better. The proportions, the facial structures, everything. And now I can draw myself pretty well. Like, I don't even need a guiding photo, and I can approximately know how I look. But I only know how to draw full frontal, no facial structures, like neutral face. Like, if I have to open my mouth, if I have to draw sideways, profile, it's going to be a whole new challenge for me. And that's just the face. I haven't drawn the body yet. I haven't drawn the other items and objects and land, location and stuff. So it's a challenge for me, but I'm willing to go there. I also wrote my script a little bit, which is cool. But that's all for today. I'm also thinking of actually like having dinner super late because now that I've become the vice president, even though it's not like now, but next semester I'll be officially the vice president, but still, given that I'm already elected into something, I want to actively show up in the script writing class and not be like cooking and eating while taking the script writing club meeting, not class. So I'm going to order Uber Eats a little bit later, and then maybe before I leave, I'll eat a mean ass chocolate bar, and then I'll just go to the well and then come back and then do a super extreme late dinner. I think that one works as well. Same goes for tomorrow. So that's el plan. Quick update here. Time now is 6:25. I had a quick late lunch at around 3:30 p.m. Sausages, red bell peppers, and bread, a slice of bread. And I even had a bit of a tiny conversation with Cindy and Jared, my roommates, albeit not a lot. And then yeah, I went to the screenwriting club thing for my college, and I am simultaneously, so it's so funny because today 6 people showed up, including me, Kat, the president, current president, and Aika, the Japanese girl, and 3 other people. And yeah, the whole exercise is basically Aika showed a picture of a couple women on a bus looking distressed and told us to think of a story. And I honestly don't even want to do the exercise. I was doing Spanish homework the whole time, so within 1 second I immediately thought of the story, and then I just did my Spanish homework. So 15 minutes passes and nobody's saying anything. So Aika shared her story, Kat shared her story, and I shared my story. And my story was those 2 women are essentially refugees, and they're going to Italy because there's a photo of Italy. Like there's a outline of the country Italy in one of the dolls. And then Aika was like, haha, that's funny because in the original photo they are actually refugees. So I somehow got it right. So alright. And then the Zoom meeting just ends at 5:45, and I had some extra time to finish all the Spanish homework. So I finished them all. I still haven't vacuumed my room, but I'm going to be leaving very soon. And I don't know if I'm going to be hungry or not. Maybe I'll just grab a biscuit and eat, but I already consumed like 1,300 calories today because of the friggin' sausages. They have so much calorie. So I'm good. So I'm just gonna like leave and go to the well right now. It's gonna be nice. Yes. All right, time now is 10:15 p.m. I finished the well and it's fucking disastrous. The whole day is literally hell. Like the whole shift, 3 hours of nonstop hell, because one of my colleagues of the well didn't show up today. He took a break. So it's just me alone in the front, and I have to do all the shit. I have to deal with customers. I have to make the ropes. I have to pull the water all at once, multitasking. And it was so nerve-wracking. I was freaking out. I panicked multiple times. And the boss lady, the Chinese woman, she saw me make mistakes multiple times, and she actually got mad. She even threatened to fire me. And she didn't say the word fire because she knows it's not disrespectful, but distasteful, all right? But she implied it, you know? It's quite fucking insane. Like, these 3 hours in the well had really awakened some goddamn fucking monster in me that wasn't found since the badminton days, you know? Like, I was panicking, I was freaking out, and while I was making the ropes, you know, I'm like the rope fucking king, you know? I'm the rope king. I know what to use. I know what strings. I know how to tie them. I know the ropes, and I was fucking, you know? I was fucking roping and roping, and you know, I was just panicking. Things dropped on the ground, you know? It's fucking disastrous. And I wasn't the only person the boss lady yelled at. I mean, she didn't even yell at me, but the other 2 Chinese women, she yelled at them, argued with them even. I'm not gonna argue. I'm young. I'm younger than her by like 15 years. Like, when you're younger, you can't fight back. But some of the Chinese women there, they really did fight back. Like, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a show. The whole day was so heated, you know? It was quite fucking disastrous. I mean, it started off fine, but as time goes on, it was just hitting a peak. Fucking uncut gems.
Like, no pausing until the end of it.
Time now is 2:34 a.m. in the morning on May 28th. I'm just gonna wrap it up right here. I almost forgot to do one of this, but Yeah, nothing important happened today. It's kind of crazy how boring and plain and simple the last 2 weeks have been, given how insanely insane my first 4 months have been in here. And now May is just unbelievably peaceful. Um, and yeah, nothing important happened. I would like to say that I had a late lunch at around 3:30. It was a couple of sausages, red bell pepper, and a piece of bread. Now, I would like to elaborate on that a little bit. I know I talked about it already, but I need to elaborate. So while I was cutting my bell pepper, I cut it in half, right? I cut off the stem and I cut it in half, and I tried to use my fingers to, you know, pluck the core full of seeds. And I learned about this from YouTube. And I did this, and the seeds blew up and it fell all over the place, which I don't think has happened to me before, but it happens. Jared, my roommate, saw it and was like, okay, that's not how you do it. Do you know how to do it? So he's like, okay, don't mind me. So he grabbed another yellow bell pepper. He didn't do it, but he basically said, no, you actually cut the top and then cut the bottom and then cut at the sides to avoid the seeds from exploding. And I'm like, oh yeah, I learned from YouTube. A little while later, they were talking about medical school and psychiatry and stuff like that. And at one point, it was just Cindy, and Cindy was cooking her deep fried ravioli like she always does. She loves those. And I said, oh man, film school is expensive too. So there's that. Alright, I timely hopped onto the bus and went to the well. And I didn't see Pepper today at all. So it's kind of funny because on Wednesday I didn't go to school physically because our Italian professor is at Cannes. And tomorrow I'm not going to go to school because 3 people got COVID and I still haven't tested myself. I feel like I have to, but honestly I don't even need to. I feel like I just don't feel bad at all. And also I don't want to waste my COVID tests, even though to be fair, if I don't use them, then what's the point? So maybe I'll use them tomorrow. I don't know. The thing is, I arrived at the well, and at first it seemed fine. There were already a few customers, right off the bat. The Chinese woman was, doing the orders, dealing with the customer, and one of the customers asked, "How much is this?" And the Chinese woman couldn't hear clearly, so she asked me, and I'm at a position where I have to interpret. And then that American guy was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll check the menu. But this isn't on the menu. This isn't there are no buckets of water like that. All right. So I began my shift, and there are already a few people in the beginning, but it was still handleable. It was still handleable. But the thing is, it's actually quite scary because in the last few weeks, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, whenever I'm there, the Chinese guy is also there. The Chinese guy who speaks Cantonese. And I'm the one who does the ropes. He's the one who does the buckets. So I don't have to worry about the buckets. Even though from time to time I'm like, how did you do that bucket? How did you pull that water? But he's like, nah, just focus on the ropes. Just do the ropes, the ropes, the ropes. And so this is for the first time the Chinese guy didn't show up because it's his day off. He's off to somewhere. So he's gone and it's all me, and the Chinese lady, the boss lady, at the back was like, it's all you out there. You're doing the front now. So it's all me. So I have to take orders, which I'm scared to because I don't know how to deal with people. But at the end, I did it. I did it again and again and again. And it was actually quite simple, but I just messed up a few times. There was one time today, so a lot of shit happened today. There was one time when I accidentally priced it wrongly because somebody ordered a bucket of water, and that bucket apparently ordering the bucket of water inside the area and from a third party have different prices. So in that tablet where I have to put in the order, there are two options, and I always pick option 2 because when I see an order from a third party, I put in option 2, and the price is matched. But I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. So I priced someone wrongly, and that someone had to get a refund and then pay again. But the worst thing that happened was one of the person ordered a large bucket of water, but I fucked up and I thought they ordered a small bucket, so I got them a small bucket. And then at one point, they walked up to the counter and was like, "Hey, there's an issue. I mean, it's delicious, but I mean, the water's delicious. The water's delicious, but like I thought it's the big bucket." And then Chinese woman was like, "Oh, sorry." And at that point, I'm like, "Fuck." Like in my heart, I'm like, "Fuck. Why did I do that? How?" So, and I was already really busy. At one point, there were like 10, 11, 12 orders in a row, and I have to just go back and forth, just grabbing bowls, grabbing buckets, and it was so hectic. And the Chinese boss lady was like, and I asked her what happened, and then the Chinese lady was like, "You gave them the wrong bucket. It's the wrong size. And it's the wrong water too, in a way." And then he said, like, don't do that next time. But the thing that really triggered her was when I accidentally put too much water in the bucket. There were a couple times when I put too much water, and she was like, "I've already told you this 3 times today, and if you still keep forgetting it, I'm sorry, but I have to," she didn't say she wants to fire me, but like, and I know being a waiter is probably, or a waitress is probably just as difficult, but like, I feel like for $15 an hour, I have to memorize all these buckets and all these waters and all these ropes. Like, it's a lot to ask for. Like, I don't know how tough his peppers work right now, but it's probably easier for her right now. Because this is insane. I have to, like, memorize all the fucking buckets and waters and their specific volumes. But I didn't fight back because I'm young. So I'm just like, "Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. And at one point, she's just like, speed up. You're so slow. Come on." So at one point, I just got really mad because the situation was very heated and intense. It's like a boiling point. It's like Master Chef. It's like except it's me bucketing waters basically. And at one point, I was just, because if there's one thing that I'm super familiar with is the rope, because I always make them. So I can just, it's like I can do it like blindfolded probably. I just grab this, at this, boop, bloop, 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 doop, bloop, bloop. I just know all the process. So while I was doing the ropes, I was just like doing it, like almost throwing a tantrum. Like when I grabbed the strings, I just grab them all and some drop on the ground. I don't fucking care. It's making a lot of noise. I'm going bang, bang, boom, boom, bam. And I'm acting like a robot. I'm almost like, I'm throwing a tantrum. It's almost like I'm Nicolas Cage, raging. I feel like Nicolas Cage. I feel like, I'm just bang, like even if I'm not doing something, I'm just tapping fingers on objects to make noise because I want to feel like I'm doing something. You know how it feels. I just wanted to like act super unhinged and insane at that moment. And not just that moment, like for hours on end. Like today felt really fast because it's just non-stop. Like there wasn't a single point where I could just stand still and rest. Like I'm always running back and forth, doing things, and it's just a whole mess, really. It's just a whole mess. But yeah, at the very end, my shift is supposed to end at 10, but at around 9:50, I didn't know it's already 9:50, so I still like, okay, no customers for the moment. I'm gonna continue making ropes. So I did this and did that and did that, and I was like doing so much. My hands are shaking. I'm running out of breath, and the Chinese boss lady is like, okay, that's you don't have to do it. Your shift is over. And at the end, she even complimented me a little bit, like, oh wow, there's progress, like, good job. And at this point, I'm like, because I don't know how to respond. I don't even want to front. Usually when people compliment me, the theoretically correct response is, wow, thank you so much, wow. I don't even want to do that anymore. I don't have the energy to fake. So my natural response to compliment is, eh. Because I have come to a point in life where I've developed trust issues, where if somebody compliments me, I would probably think it's not serious. Because all my life I've been receiving nothing but criticism. Okay, I need to. Like, I don't trust compliments anymore. I'm at a point where, I mean, unless it's a very like well deserved one. But I don't even like compliments. I'm immune to them at this point because I've received so much criticism and hate and anger. It's just like I don't even take compliments seriously anymore. So my natural reaction is like, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, if it's genuine, it would be great. But like, all right, I've tried my best. And at the very end, like 9:55, some people still decided to order, and I'm like, okay, fine. So before I left, I actually stayed behind for like 14 to 15 more minutes, still making stuff. And the well is closing. They were washing the buckets. But one of them still need more, so I had to do another rope, and it was a fucking disaster. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, there's that. There's that. So I feel like I should take this more seriously because this is real life. This isn't like a video game. Like if I mess up in a video game, okay, I lose, but I get to restart. But this is real life, so I need to treat this seriously because real customers, real people are asking for buckets of water. If I fuck up, there's no restart. It's real fucking life. So I'm gonna take some time out tomorrow to just write down all the things I remember, just all the buckets, all the waters, all the ropes, and maybe even write a song, write a slogan. It always fucking works. Like in chemistry class, when I have to remember what elements react with sodium hydroxide in excess, where it will form precipitate, but then not again, but then dissolve again, like aluminum, lead, dead, silver, copper, holler. So aluminum, lead, dead is aluminum, lead, zinc, and silver, copper, holler means silver, copper, zinc. So aluminum, lead, and zinc react with sodium hydroxide in excess to form precipitate, but to redissolve again. Aluminum, lead, zinc. And then silver, copper, and zinc react to excess ammonium chloride or ammonia to form precipitate and then redissolve again. I remember that because I've turned it into a slogan. So I should also kind of do that to my fucking job, so that next time I go, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how to do this bucket. Nah, I'm just gonna sing a song and then I'll fucking know. I'm gonna be a fucking genius. Yeah, that's today. So yeah, I'm still working on the script. I've written something. I've written scenes 1 and 2, but I don't feel as much passion to it as much as I do for The Virgin. Because The Virgin is so much more like, ugh, I want to gouge my heart out from my chest and break my rib cage. But this is more like tears. But yeah, I also think about level 2, which is friendship. I already did level 3. I'm doing level 4. Okay, so this is stupid. But last night I weighed myself again and it's 123.6. So obviously my weight is fluctuating. Just because I'm not 122 anymore doesn't mean anything because it's going to fluctuate anyways. So, however, I did intake 2,200 calories a day. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And I look forward to taking just as much tomorrow. But that's not the only thing. So I need to really like go downstairs and jog. Just find a spot and jog. Do push-ups and sit-ups again. Because it's been months, you know. And I still look like a fucking skeleton. You know, I promised myself when I arrived at Los fucking Angeles, where everybody looks like plastic models, I have to live up to a certain standard. But I still look like a skeleton. Even though I've grown, I look meatier. I look a little fleshier right now than I used to look maybe a couple of years ago. But I need to look buffer. I need to look sexier so that I can attract the opposite fucking sex for some fucking reason. That's all. That's the reason. To seduce women and to not get bullied. That's the whole point of being healthy. Nothing else. Fuck me. Oh man, I'm so sick and tired of this society, man. And friendship, the main thing here, like, okay, you know what? I can be a skeleton. I can have a hunchback like the guy from Notre Dame. I can have a terrible English accent. It doesn't matter. Anyone can make 12 million friends. I bet JT doesn't speak English 10% as good as mine. I hate bragging, but that's true. But JT still has 12 million friends. You know? So if she can do it, why can't I? Because I'm a loser. So I'm still thinking about EAS. And the Japanese girl from my script writing club. It's a long shot. And she doesn't seem like an interesting person. She just seems like a... You know, I don't know why. Maybe it was my weeb side. But if I was 15 years old and you tell me, oh, there's a Japanese person, I'm going to be like, okay. But if you tell me now, it's going to be like, ooh, anime people. But truth be told, there are like tens and hundreds of million people in Japan. So it's just like if somebody fetishizes Hong Kongers, like, ooh, fancy neon billboard, tropical fucking protest people. Like, okay. Man, it must feel weird having your whole ethnicity be fetishized. Like weebs. But I do want to befriend like more East Asians. Like just Japanese, South Korean, Taiwanese, doesn't matter. Just I want to get into that EAS, that sweet EAS network, bitch. So I look forward to that. I don't want to go back to Hong Kong empty-handed. I want to go back with fucking 240 followers on Instagram and a nice body and long hair and mustache so I look like a nomad. And I will look shockingly different, and I'm going to have an insane binge lunching with people that I haven't even met or spoken to in years. I'm going to lunch with Jordana if that's possible. I want to see Anne for no reason other than troll her. There's really no reason. But then again, I don't care. Given that I'm already saying stuff like this now, I don't really care. If Jordana suddenly shows up, if Jordana never shows up in my life again, don't care. Doesn't make a difference. She's not important to me anymore. I'm not important to her anymore. Come on, let's face it. People come, people go, people born, people die. Doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters. But yeah, friendship, script writing, health. My 3 goals. And I have to achieve them all before mid-July. Or whenever I go back to Hong Kong. So, yeah, that's a lot. Like, I swear to God, man, today awoke something in me. Like, I remember back in the badminton days, when I was maybe 10 or 11 or 12, when I had to play badminton. And I was so into it. I fucking hate sports, by the way. I fucking hate badminton. But it was so insane. Like, the coaches would yell at you, like, you're so slow, you're so weak. Have you even eaten rice? And then the coaches would compare you to other people. Like, even the girl is stronger than you. Like, even the girl is faster than you. Like, what's wrong with you? You're weak. And it would really, like, heat me up and rile me up. And I would want to do things, man. It would give me some really bad ideas. And even though I was just a kid, I was just a 10-year-old. That was my turning point, okay? That was my tipping point. I went from goody two-shoes, little Christian kid, to hating the society and listening to Eminem. Like, lose yourself until I collapse. Like, this awoke something in me. And I started to go insane. I started to become paranoid. I started to make all these crazy conspiracy theories. And then I entered my detective phase into the secondary school, where I developed such a more eccentric character. And then that launched me into a very sad, lonely phase. Very edgy phase. And then here I am with all my glory and pains. But yeah, it did awake something in me, but it's real life now. Like, when I was a kid, when I was 10 or 11 or 12, when I was playing badminton, if I do fuck up, like, it's not a huge deal because I was still a kid, but this is real world. Like, if I fuck up, people will complain. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's one person who was like drinking a bucket of water, and he just walked up. He didn't even finish like 10%. He just walked up to us and was like, I'm not satisfied with this. Can I change? That had never happened to me before. And at first I thought, okay, it's got to be my fault again. I forgot to put something in the water. I used the wrong bucket or something. I don't know. And turns out it's not even my fault. He just doesn't like the taste. He wants a different one. There have been multiple times when, like 2 times when the customer wanted extra something, extra water. And the Chinese woman, the boss lady, was like, no, we don't do that here. Yeah, it's just one big conundrum. One big penis swinging, Ferris wheel clanging, metal sheet shanging, sheep shagging, mask pajazzing, jizz fuck tinging, just face drool, mucking, rucking, bazucking, Zuckerberging, conundrum, really. Yeah. I swear to God, next time I do these shifts, I'm gonna start losing my mind, and I'm gonna start making up swear words that don't even exist in the dictionary just to fulfill my rage. Alright, time now is 7:50 on May 28th. 7:50 a.m. Yes. Pyramid hair. I'm not even gonna fix it this morning. I'm too tired to. So I went to bed at 3:17 a.m., 3:15 a.m. ish. Oh, god damn it. I mean, could have been worse, but yeah. And the thing is, I forgot to turn on the air conditioner, I guess. So I couldn't fall asleep because it wasn't the right temperature. So I didn't fall asleep for a while, like for 20 minutes or so. I was just laying on my bed. And then, here I am, and I didn't have a good sleep. Not at all. I have extreme pyramid hair. This only happens in the USA. Like, doesn't happen anywhere else. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat some banana nut cake bread, and then I'm just gonna go to Film 40, my college cinematography class, but on Zoom in my laptop. And then after that, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to take a quick shower and go back to bed. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I hope, and I have all the time in the world today, actually. Because Thomas, the Chinese dude, wants to hang out with me. But not today, even though I actually can hang out today. He wants to hang out tomorrow, which is kind of problematic because I have to go to church tomorrow. I don't have to, but I kind of want to because I want to speak to Jonah about this. About my short film thing. So, lots of stuff. Also, I weighed myself again. I'm still 123.6 pounds. My scale is really weird because it's always showing the same few numbers. 123.6, 122.9, 153.6, 124 point something. It's always the same few. Finally, I want to do less of these because it's just editing stuff like this. It's just a hassle. And I remembered that a while ago, like during spring break, I thought to myself, okay, after spring break, I'm going to start to do less of these. Maybe once every 2 days or something. So I'm going to try that. Yeah. Alright, time now is 12:06 afternoon. I'm gonna just take a quick shower and go back to bed. Because you know me, I've changed to my room clothes, and that's different from pajamas. So I need to take a shower now. Even though back in Hong Kong I don't have to. But yeah, apparently this is the last meeting of the class ever, somehow, because multiple people got COVID in our class. There's been an outbreak. 3 people got it, and apparently, I don't know if that includes Betsy or not, but Betsy also revealed that she has COVID positive. So I want to test myself. I'm going to test myself after I wake up, I guess. But again, I don't think I have it. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Please don't. But yeah, next week, because there's an outbreak, there's not even going to be a meeting. And our professor just is just gonna assign us homework. So there's not even gonna be a Zoom meeting online. And then next Saturday is going to be the final exam, which is done online. So I don't need to go to school anymore on Saturdays, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to sleep, and then I wake up. I'm gonna use Grubhub to order some food, Mexican food probably, because it's been a while. And then I will vacuum my room finally for once, and I'm gonna. So yesterday Cindy used the laundry, and I said, "Oh, so you're using laundry today? Then I'm gonna use it tomorrow." And she said, "Oh, well, it's not gonna run away," meaning the washing machine will not run away. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll use it tomorrow. Turns out, earlier this morning, Cindy's also using it. So that's fine though. I mean, again, I don't sit on my bed unless I've taken a shower and I'm completely clean, and I don't wear my pajamas until I've taken my shower. And I don't wear anything on my bed other than my pajamas. So my bed is pretty clean. So even though I haven't washed my bed sheets in 2 months, in nearly 2 months, it should be okay. And after Grubhub, I'm just gonna go out and go to Nijia Market and buy food, and then I'm gonna film a couple reviews. a couple of videos really, and that's it for the whole day. I'll also do some college homework. So I just spent, while having the Zoom meeting, I spent a good amount of time writing notes on my notebook on the well and the buckets and the waters and the ropes and how to do this, how to do that. And it was nice actually. It's like studying for an exam, but this is weirder, you know. But I legit have to start studying because my finals is coming up, and I'm still really far behind in terms of chemistry and Spanish and everything else. So gotta work on my chemistry because I got tons of lectures. And that's it. That really is it for today. Yeah. Thomas wants to hang out with me tomorrow, but I also kind of want to go to church. But then I don't really have to because I'm going to have to leave those people anyways at some point. I don't know. I'm going to ask Thomas what time does he want to meet. So maybe, if possible, I can make it so that I can go to church in the morning, quickly come back, and then go out for the evening. But if not, I may or may not just cancel my church tomorrow because I want to sleep. And also, if I really want to speak to Jonah about finding actors and finding locations, I can just WhatsApp him. That's a thing. Alright, time now is 3:05 p.m. I have woken up with a crisp voice, and yeah, I slept pretty well actually. My re-sleep went pretty well. I did go back to sleep, and I woke up at around 2:15, I think. But yeah, I spent a lot of time doing Grubhub. So I actually ordered tacos from a restaurant called Taco Plus, and the plate of food originally cost 12 point something dollars, but of course at the end it doubled and it's now 21 point something dollars, which is fine. Again, once in a while it's fine. And now that I have money, I don't mind wasting some. So, and besides, it's really late now, and I want to have lunch so I can have this actually, which is great. I'm gonna film a couple videos, I believe, and I'm gonna go enjoy my tacos. Alright, here it is. Well. Alright, this is my lunch, $21.2. It came earlier. I thought it would come at 3:40, but no, at 3:25-ish it already came. Unpack the whole thing. So, 2 soft shell tacos with carnitas, which is little meat, and whatever this is, coriander and onion. Sides with corn, Oaxaca black beans, and unbeknownst to me, 4 dipping sauces, and some tortilla chips. And because this is a combo set, I'm also served with Fanta. So $21, pricey, but you know what? Once in a while. Okay, so let's try the soft shell tacos then. Without further ado, how am I gonna do this? Fuck. I believe okay. Just gonna grab it like this. Cheers. Honestly, it's pretty good. Very flavorful. Let's try the dips. So I know what this is. This is salsa. Okay, hold on. Water from my hands dripping. Okay. This is a little spicy, right? Yep, a little spicy, but kind of refreshing. Okay, this one. This one seems even more spicy. Oh yeah, it really is. Okay. These are like chutneys. This one seems nice. Yep, very nice. Okay, let's try the corn. It's been a long time since I've had corn. Kind of meshy. Kind of mushy. Okay, not great. Let's try these Oaxaca black beans. Ooh, there's even a bit of cheese on top. Okay, I hope this doesn't make my stomach hurt, but you gotta eat beans when you eat Mexican food, you know. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's great though. I think tacos are fine though. Alright. Here we go. My mouth's probably gonna become a mess. Okay. This one, let's dip some salsa. Yeah, let's go. What is this weather? Alright, it's nearly 7 p.m. This is what I bought. I have somehow found Gailan. Holy fuck. It's been 5 months and I thought America doesn't have this. Apparently they do. Holy shit. Alright, for a breakfast I got Hokkaido milk flavored bread. It's gonna taste good, I know. More vegetables with bok choy. My grandma texted me earlier today asking me if I've bought tofu, so here we go, tofu. Alright, jelly snack, how can I resist? Onigiri, yes. It's gonna be a pain to open though. And I realized I don't have soy sauce. And for meat, I got the black cod. That's all. Alright, time now is 11:13 p.m. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. So, nothing important happened again. Wow, 2 weeks. Nothing important happened in 2 weeks. Tomorrow's gonna be Sunday again. Last Sunday just felt like a couple days ago. So, I'm finally going back to the Hong Kong pace. And no, Pepper isn't starting any conversations with me or anything. As expected. Honestly, I don't care anymore. As you probably have noticed, I've also talked less about Pepper because I truly don't care about her anymore. I just, she isn't interested in befriending me. Okay, fine, you know. Yeah, I had a very nice lunch though, like the soft shell tacos. It was a mess, by the way. Like the sauce and the onions and the coriander went on the table, and it dropped on the ground, and it's a mess. And then my hands are all oil. I use my own hands to eat, which is nice, And it was so many calories. Ooh, a good fat chunk of calories. It's nice. It's nice. But I felt really full, so I didn't eat dinner until 9 p.m. I didn't start cooking until 9 p.m. and I ate dinner at 9:30-ish. So, not even 9:30, like 9:40, 9:50 even. No signs of Cindy today. She's like gone the whole day, but Jared was here like almost the whole day, and he was watching Top Gun. So at the end, I mentioned, "You're watching Top Gun?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, no, he said, "Have you watched it?" And I'm like, "No, but I know the sequel's out." And he said, "Oh yeah, I just watched it earlier today." And I asked, "Is it good?" And he said, "Yeah, it's good." But throughout Top Gun, when it was playing, he was just on his phone the whole time. And then, yeah, and then he said, well, the sequel's even better than the original, and it's quite difficult for a sequel to come out and be better than the original, especially given the fact that it's been so long. And I said, "Oh, have you watched Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049? Because people are saying the sequel is better than the original." And he's like, "Nah, but I've heard of it. Alright. That's all, really. Nothing happened. Zero. Nothing. Went to the Nijia market, came back, and the sky was like, it's so weird. It's cloud. It looks like what the sky would look like if the apocalypse happened and this is the aftermath. It was dark and bright at the same time, like lights were shining through the clouds. Also, it's kind of depressing that this is already somehow the last meeting. Last Saturday is already somehow the last Film 40 meeting that we're going to have, unless we have some practical exam, but it's probably going to be the last, and that's kind of unfortunate. It just ended prematurely, kind of the same way how my school ended back in 2020. So I've experienced something like this before, but I'm glad that even before I leave, I already have like Eric's Instagram. So what I got from Film 40, Eric, Ella, Miles, kinda, Benny, I have his Instagram. Usually I have the Russian girl's phone number for no reason whatsoever. So not gonna count. Christian and maybe because Christian's friends with Lucas, so Lucas. So that's like 6 people already. So, like, you know what? That's good harvest. That's good harvest. I treat going to classes like farming, okay? Like, whenever I make a friend, I make a fruit. Well, this isn't like a friend, like a close friend that fulfills level 2, but Christian just might. So level 2 is still going on, and Pepper's out of the window. Thomas doesn't seem like the kind of person I want to be close friends with because he's just so surface level and he's so shallow. I hate to say this, but he isn't the kind of person who would be my close friend. Like, I want someone like Cedric. I want someone like Natalie. I want someone like Leo and Pink. And I know nobody's the same, but it's just people I've just mentioned have so much more to them than just, what's up? Yeah. You know what? Go hard or go home. No disrespect to Thomas, the Chinese dude, but, he's so... There's nothing to dig from him. Like, even Pepper. Like, Pepper's probably as shallow as, like, Selena, who is nothing. So if you put Pepper in the same room as Natalie and Pink and Leo and Zara and Miriam, like, Pepper would be the shallowest of them all. Even though Pepper is already a little deeper than Thomas. I don't know why I'm using this scale, and I hate using this scale. Like, oh, you're shallow, so I don't have to be friends with you. But it's just like, there's nothing I can do. So my level 2 is still going on. I'd say 3 close friends. And it doesn't have to be all 3 from college. It could be from the church folk. Except, I don't know. I feel like I haven't experienced enough with them yet, even though it's been like 4 months since I've seen them. But I'd say Christian would be a really good candidate to be in my 3 close friends goal. And the other 2, I have no idea. I actually have 0 clue. Just a bit of a dead end, really. I want to befriend that Japanese girl. She seemed like a really normal person. But I don't know. I really don't know. But I want to befriend that Japanese girl. I want to take a jab at the EAS. That's like how that's my number 1 strategy in fulfilling that, Okay, I've spoken too much, haven't I? It's really late already. It's like 11:20. I still haven't vacuumed. Should I vacuum today? I mean, I can. But I also want to write the script, and I also want to draw a little bit, and I also need to revise a little bit, even though I don't have to. But I kind of want to. Let's see. I mean, I'm not in a rush. I just need to know when exactly is the finals. Then I can make a whole timetable. Yeah. So I have I guess it's not in a rush. I mean, it's mid-June, so I still have some time. Ugh, oh my god, making friends. I don't want to go back to Hong Kong empty-handed. I want to make 3 close friends at least. Okay? And the easiest way to just hit that out of the park is EAS, man, EAS. And I already got a candidate, the Japanese girl. Oh my god. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Like, Pepper's so privileged. Does she realize how privileged she is? You know, I get it. She's going through hardships, you know. But, I mean, just be grateful that you can wake up and you don't have to worry about being lonely. Because there's always people around you. Like, she is just blessed with people. Like, yeah, she lost her wallet and all, but on the same day she's going to a friend and having dinner, oh yeah, she's like, you know, rejected by UCLA, which is sad. Like, if I were her, like, I would fucking blow up the world. But at least, like, somebody's gonna, you know, invite her for a sleepover for some goddamn reason, just to comfort her. I have to comfort myself. I do this. For 2 years, I've been doing this. I speak to myself just to comfort myself. Like, she doesn't have to worry about this shit. She doesn't have to make plans like me. I have to make goddamn plans just to make friends. Nobody does that. I didn't have to do that back in secondary school. I have to do that now because I lost fucking Angeles. I have to strategize in using what strategy to make friends. Like, it's stupid. Who does that? I do. Why? Because it's Los fucking Angeles and it's not a real place. I swear, reality works differently here. I sound insane now. But it's true. It's so goddamn difficult making friends. I mean, I do consider Thomas a friend though. That would very much be true. JT and Potter, I don't know. I don't think they're friends. If they don't constantly see me or text me, then I guess they're not. Or, you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe my goal is unrealistic. Maybe the whole time, level 2 is unrealistic because close friends cannot exist. The definition of a close friend has changed because people come and go, right? So at first in January and February, I got Pepper and I got Potter. I got JT and I got Potter. And then they're gone. And then I need to keep making new ones. So I have Thomas right now, and I'm going to ditch him, and then I have to move on. But that can't be true, right? Like, there has to be a few people where it's so goddamn difficult because I don't meet people every day. I don't meet the same person every day. If I meet the same person every day, albeit that person doesn't want to be my friend, at one point we're going to have to socialize with each other because we got no choice. That is secondary school in a nutshell. But nowadays, that doesn't work anymore. Like, if it's a weekly thing, it still can work. I mean, you look at me and Ella and Eric and Christian. It actually works. And if this goes on longer, like, it may actually work. But it just ended. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, but you know what? If Christian still wants to hang out with me, oh, I haven't even tested myself for COVID. Should I? Doesn't matter. If Christian invites me somewhere, I'm gonna count 1 out of 3. Okay, I'm gonna officially make the count. I'm gonna count 1 out of 3. Yeah. Okay. What? I swear I was 123.8 earlier today. Alright. Again. Alright, what? What? Like, I also weighed myself like 2 minutes ago and it's 126.1. This scale is fucking insane. This scale is insane. Alright. Alright, time now is 8:11 a.m. in the morning on May 29th. I swear if I look into the mirror, my pyramid hair doesn't look as bad, but on my phone, it's just exaggerated. I don't know why. I don't fucking know why. It's worse on my phone. Okay, but anyways, I slept from unfortunately quite late at around 3:20 a.m. until 8. I tried my best, I swear. But I finished the movie quite late. And yeah. Okay. Looks better now. Now it just looks like a cup. But yeah, I finished the movie quite late, and yeah. Actually, I don't have to go to the church today, but I kind of want to because that's the only interesting place I'm gonna go all week. Tom still wants to meet, so today's gonna be a bit of a mess because I'm gonna go to the church, come back home, go out again to meet Thomas, probably, unless Thomas randomly changes his mind, which may actually happen. But if it all goes well, go to church, come back home, rest a little bit, go out again, meet Thomas, and maybe we'll talk about short film. I don't know, but let's just talk about stuff, I guess. And then yeah, that's it. Not much else. I don't have any reviews. I need to edit my college video. I got college homework. I still gotta clean up my room. I weighed myself again, and I'm at 126 point. Yeah, oh yeah, well, I showed this on camera already. There. And I'm boiling the water because I kind of want to drink hot water this morning. It's kind of cold. Alright, time now is 5:06 p.m. So yeah, let's go over this chronologically. I'm exporting my thoughts update video right now from my main channel. Let's go over this chronologically. Woke up at 8 a.m., had a piece of cinnamon roll, changed my clothes, went outside, boom, the car's here. Kelly is not here today because the finals are near for Kelly, so Kelly has to do her final projects. So hope she's doing well. So Kelly's not here, so it's just the pastor and me. Pastor drove me to the church. I arrived, I was early, I sat there. The sermon begins. I fell asleep 15 times once again. I don't know why. Like, there's something magical about the church, okay? There's something holy and magical about the church that every time I sit at the benches of the church at the balcony, I just want to sleep. I don't fucking know why. And it doesn't begin like when it was gospel time and when the choir was singing the gospel hymns, the gospel songs. I wasn't sleepy, but the moment I sit down, boom, like someone just struck me. I don't know why, but I was like fishing once again, as expected. All right, not my fault, man. I'm just so goddamn sleepy. All right. Sermon's over. Jonah and his girlfriend showed up. The siblings showed up. That's it. The siblings, Jonah and his girlfriend, me, only 5 people today. So we went to the building across the main church, and then we just went into a room and we watched a Zoom meeting thing, and it was confusing as hell. Because the pastor in the Zoom meeting, just like last Sunday, he's trying to talk about he's trying to prove that God exists using like very deep philosophical and and last week it's philosophical like ontology and metaphysics, and this week he's trying to prove how God exists by saying that life is too complicated for it to exist naturally. So throughout the whole 1 hour of that Zoom meeting, or 1.5 hour, he basically went through slide after slide in a PowerPoint with all these insane GIFs and graphs and diagrams of tRNA and mRNA, muscle contraction, all these enzymes, and just like he even went even deeper as to all these atoms and all these molecules and string theory and orbital levels of electrons, and it's just fucking insane. And like nobody in the right mind, like people who are not science majors will not know any of this. They may know some basics, but not any of this. And half of the people in this Zoom meeting are probably elderly people. I mean, bear in mind that over 100 people are watching this, and they're probably going to be asleep. Some kids will be watching this and they will not understand a single thing. So among my group, me, the siblings, Jonah, and his girlfriend, and 3 other pastors, or one pastor and two. Actually, they're 3 teachers. They're not pastors. We all watched it in the room, and we're all like, "What's going on?" Except for one of the teachers, who is a cardiologist, and so he likes science, so he knows a lot about the mRNA and tRNA and stuff. And I know about it too because I've taken biology. Even though the GIFs and diagrams today do go even deeper, but I do know the basics. And a couple other people around me also know a couple things. But the one who's most out of it is Jonah and his girlfriend, because Jonah's girlfriend is studying phonology and like stuff related to speaking, and Jonah's major is animation, so he knows nothing about biology or chemistry or anything like that. So throughout the whole like Zoom meeting, he's just given up. He's just distracted the whole time. And then afterwards, we were just like, we had nothing to say. Afterwards, me, Jonah, and his girlfriend and the siblings went to a restaurant in Temple City, which is between Rosemead and Pasadena. And we went to this Asian food restaurant, and I had a bowl of chicken noodles because it's been a long time. And it's mediocre. It's mediocre. It doesn't taste good at all. It just tastes like chicken water. It's not brothy enough. It lacks taste. There's chili oil, but it's not even spicy at all. So I paid it. It's 14 point something dollars. You know what? Reasonable. Fine. And then Jonah drove me and his girlfriend back to Jonah's place. And one of the teachers, I always call him pastor, but really he's a teacher. He showed up and he drove me back home. That's it. After I arrived home, it was already about 3:30, and I kind of have to go out again a little bit later today because I have a meeting with Thomas, the Chinese dude. And maybe or maybe not, we're gonna have dinner together. I hope we do. I mean, it's gonna cost, but socialization, bitch. Okay. Came back home, and guess what? I have a stomach ache. It always happens. So I went to the bathroom. Boom. And it's already like 4, and it's like, and I also took a shower because, I mean, my hair, everything. And then I immediately edited my thoughts update. Here I am. Here I'm standing. A couple of things to talk about. So I, for the most part today, the main reason why I want to go to church today is to speak to Jonah about my short film, because the casting of my short film kind of hinges on him, because I'm asking Jonah for actors, because I want Cantonese speaking actors. I want 3 of them, or at least 2 of them, But yeah, so I kind of want to just talk to Jonah about that. I also want to tell him about how I want to use Temple, even though Jonah probably doesn't know much about that. But in general, I do want to socialize with people, get along with people a little more. So there were a few moments today where I feel like I'm being left out because at the end of the day, the siblings, Jonah and his girlfriend, they know each other more so than they know me and I know them. I'm still the newcomer. But there were a few moments when, like when they were talking about basic stuff, like, they were talking about the Sunday school today, or maybe they were talking about movies. I can join in that conversation a little bit. So I tried my best, and at the end, it felt kind of nice because Jonah and his girlfriend and the siblings too, like occasionally they would speak to me too. Occasionally they would voluntarily ask me something. Um, I can't think of anything specific right now, but it's nothing all that surface level. It's gone past that. So right now it's more like what food did you order? What lunch did you order? Do you like it? And then I can joke about it a little bit. And I can also casually put things out, like I casually mentioned my mustache and how I shaved, and then Jonah's girlfriend, who's actually like really like nice, like pink. I don't know why, but a lot of people just remind me of pink, but she's kind of like pink because my diagonal bag, the zip was opened, and after the Bible study Sunday school group thing, my zip was open, and I didn't know that, and Jonah's girlfriend just helped me zip it back, and she's like, oh, and like even during the Sunday school, during the very confusing Zoom meeting, everybody's just distracted, and Jonah's girlfriend started playing with other people's phones, like the siblings' phones. And so I talked about mustache, and Jonah's girlfriend is a huge Korea boo. So she's like, wow, you have like like your facial hair reminds me a lot of like old Korean, like noble families, like back in the 1500s or something. And I and Jonah also talk a little bit about stuff in general, but I feel like at first Jonah isn't even interested in helping me with my short film, which is completely understandable because Jonah has a lot of stuff going on in his life as well. Like, Jonah is the head of our fellowship at the end of the day, so he has to deal with a lot of stuff. But also, Jonah's parents is coming to visit him here in LA, so he has to pick them up like right now at the airport, and he has to do stuff too. So, and apparently, another guy joined in our lunch. He is the glasses guy who I mentioned. Um, and he went to the barber place that, well, I went to the barber place that he always goes to, and Jonah brought me there that one time. So he joined in, and he seems pretty awkward too. And apparently, he had a skateboarding accident yesterday, and he had like a wound on his elbow and a wound on his knee, and Jonah was joking about it, and he showed up for lunch, and it was funny because he seems like a very like like shy and awkward person. He's just very quiet, but there's also something really funny about him. Like he just Jonah talked about how when you skateboard and you lose balance, you would just jump off the board. But the guy with the glasses, his friend, didn't jump off the board and just stuck onto it while trying to grab a guardrail. And he ended up losing balance completely and falling onto the ground, resulting in injuries. And there's just something really funny about that. Yeah, I talked about JoJo for a moment, and both Jonah and the younger brother of that sibling talked about how they just can't get into JoJo. It's just a bunch of weird, bizarre fights. It's just a bunch of fighting in weird poses, and it's not for them. And I just laughed. It's like hearing a non-fan talk about JoJo is just really funny, because it really makes no sense, but I do enjoy it though. Finally, one more thing is that as far as actors go, for my short film, there's one particular person that Jonah can only think of, and that is the guy who won the UCLA Hong Kong Student Association U852 talent show. The ultra extrovert, and it makes sense. He's good at English. He's very extroverted, and he can speak Cantonese too. He's a good candidate. I don't know how good he is at acting, And he seems like a very happy-go-lucky guy, which is the exact opposite of the character I'm trying to portray. I'm trying to write, so I don't know, but I hope there's that. So hopefully next week I'll have some news, and I will be leaving like 10 minutes later or even 5 minutes later to meet up with Thomas. So there's that. Yay. Alright, I'm here. It's like 6:10 p.m. right now. Here I am. Alright, so time now is 9:26 p.m. Of course, the moment I start filming myself, they have to come back home. But yeah, I'm back. I'm gonna talk more later then. But I'm so glad I said no when Thomas said let's take a bus to the Santa Monica Beach. Because he wants to go to the Santa Monica Beach, even though my plan is that we have dinner together in Century City and that's it. But he's like, let's go to the beach, even though he's already gone to the beach earlier today. He wants to go again for some reason. But I say no because it's late. But yeah, it's 9:27 p.m. Yeah. All right, time now East 11:22 p.m. It's been a calm hour. All right, so I'm gonna talk about everything that happened chronologically. So of course there's the church this morning, but you know, came back home, went back out. So in the middle of church, not really in the middle of church, more like noon-ish. Thomas texted me asking me, so when and where do you want to meet? And he said, how about 4 p.m. at Century City? So I'm like, sure. So I came back home and of course I have to edit videos and you know, I'm going to be late. So I told him, can it be a little later, like 5 or 5:30? I'm in the middle of something. And then he said, sure. And then a little bit later I realized I can't even make it for 5:30. So I said, can it be 5:50? And he's like, all right. So at 5:30, I dressed up, I went out of my apartment and went to the bus station. And guess what? The bus has left. And now I have to stand at the bus stop for another 25 minutes to wait for the next one. So at the end, I arrived at 6:15-ish, 6:11-ish, which isn't that late, but yeah, it's pretty late. And apparently Thomas is a bit late too. Okay, we met up. He called me asking me where I'm at. I said, I'm outside the H&M. And then he said, okay, I'm gonna come get you. He shows up, he's not wearing a mask because he hates masks, but I wore a mask the whole time. So, and then we just walked. He's like, oh, so where do you want to go? And he's like, and I'm like, I don't know. So we just walked here and there and here and there. This is like one of those walks with, JT and Potter in Melrose Avenue, except the fun is just completely sapped out of it because Thomas is such an uninteresting person in comparison with JT and Potter. So we just walked and we didn't even like look at the things. Like we walked through a clothes store, we walked through another store, but we mainly just talked. And he's like, how's the week been? And then I'm like, good. And it was actually nice at first, like I talked about how, oh, we did it. We're in the script writing club now. Like, we did it. We somehow did it. And we talked about class. We talked about Pepper. So I originally didn't want to tell him that I reconciled with Pepper. Um, so but I did tell him at the end because I feel like if I and Thomas and Pepper show up next Wednesday to the film class and I act less awkward, Thomas would probably notice it. So I'm gonna just tell Thomas the truth. I reconciled with Pepper. Um, and then we talked about many things, and at the end I thought, at a few points I thought maybe I'm talking too much. What I should just keep it quiet, let it sink in. So there were a few points where I just chill. Um, we even went to the cinema to just look at what movies are is it playing, and then we went back out. And then at around 7 p.m., Thomas is like, you know what? Why not? Let's go to Santa Monica Place and eat dinner there, or we can go to downtown for a bit of an adventure. And honestly, I don't want to do either because my plan for today is just Century City, come back home. That's it. Simple as that. I don't want anything fancy. And apparently, this morning, Thomas decided to walk on foot from Santa Monica Beach to Malibu, which probably took hours, which is stupid. It's insane. I mean, I've done something like that before, come on. But only on special occasions. But Thomas just decided to take a walk. It's such an I feel like it's a very American thing because Jared, my roommate, does that too. He just decides to take a walk and just walk to somewhere far away and then come back. Just take a walk. It's a very Western thing, I feel like. But not my thing because I would feel tired. But I would walk, but for the sake of, not for the sake of enjoying the walk, but for the sake of going somewhere. But there's something about Thomas and Santa Monica Place. He just loves Santa Monica Place for some reason. He goes there and he wants to go there again. And I said, I mean, we can eat here now because Santa Monica Place is obviously going to be more expensive than Century City. So, fine. So at around 7 p.m., I'm like, oh, let's just eat here. And he's like, all right. So we went to the food court and we walked around the food court like several times because we can't decide what to eat. And some of the restaurants are too expensive. The Poke Bowl restaurant, very expensive. Chipotle, I've never tried it. I want to try it, but I also don't want to because I already tried Mexican food yesterday. So I settled for a restaurant called Fua or Fua, and got myself a $12.5 big polystyrene box of fried rice, beef slices, shrimp. It's been 5 months since I've had shrimp. 5 months. And more actually. And with sides of cabbage and what's the other vegetable? Choysum, I think. But yeah, it's just sort of a Chinese food meal, which is cool. I kind of want to eat that. So I ate it all. I'm so smart. I brought a water bottle with me. So afterwards, I just drank that water. It's full of MSG, but it was actually very filling. Like, I ate it and I actually felt kind of full. So afterwards, we did talk a lot about, again, we talked about a lot about Pepper. I don't want to bombast him with Pepper, but that's kind of like one of the only few things I really like think about nowadays. So I talked a lot about Pepper. I also talked about the Japanese girl, Aika, from the script writing club. And I also talked about, just things in general. We talked a lot about politics because we had to. At the end, it started to get awkward because we started to run out of conversation topics. So he's like, you know what? So we finished the meal, we started walking again and again, and a lot of the shops started closing. Like, it was around 8 p.m. And he's like, you know what? Let's take a walk. Let's take a bus to Santa Monica Place, take a walk there because I love there. And then we get home. Like, you get to your home and I get to my home. And I'm like, sure. At first I'm like, sure. because why not? It's only 8 p.m. But after we went to the bus stop and I saw that we have to wait for another 15 minutes for the bus to arrive. And then after arriving at Santa Monica Place, it would have been 9:30. Maybe it's not a great idea. On the bus, I accidentally hit my left knee on the seat, and it hurt. But also, Thomas was like, "Are you sure you're okay with going to Santa Monica Place?" And at first, I'm like, "Yeah. I mean." And then he said, "Okay, just take a 20 to 30 minute walk with me." And in my heart, I'm like, 20 to 30 minutes? Come on. So I said, I mean, I could do 15, but that's already a stretch. I mean, okay, if we arrive at Santa Monica Place at 9:20, we take a walk for half an hour, 9:50. I wait for the bus and come back home. That's like 10:30. That's like, come on. And I know right now it's already like 11:30, so it's not going to make a huge difference because I'm not going to do too much anyways. But I want to just go home and rest, especially given how tired I am today. So at the end, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to get home. And I feel a little... I don't feel sorry. I feel...好意思. I feel... it's like sorry but not sorry, Like... So, he's like, "Oh, no, it's okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna take a bus and go back home instead." And I'm like, okay. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too sensitive, but I feel like at this point it's kind of got awkward because it's a little passive-aggressive, He's like, "Oh, no, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna stop the bus, go back home. Bye-bye." And then a little bit later, turns out this bus number 4, Metro bus number 4, it's not going towards the Santa Monica beach. It went southward after it reached Ohio Avenue, I think it was called. Or after it reached Santa Monica Boulevard, it took a turn and went southward. And, not Santa Monica Boulevard because it's horizontal. After it reached a point, it started to go southward. And I was listening to music, looking at my phone, and suddenly some random stranger tapped me on my thigh. And I looked around and I'm like, wow. And I saw that everybody's gone. So I also left the bus thinking something had happened. Turns out nothing has happened. Everybody got off the bus because apparently this bus number 4 isn't going towards Santa Monica, downtown. So another woman, an old woman, Latina, was like, "Are you going to Santa Monica?" And I took off my earbud and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going that side." And she said, "Oh, you gotta look at the sign of the bus. It's going that other way and not Santa Monica. Cross the road and go there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Thank you." So, and I asked her, "Is it a detour?" And, she explained. Oh, there's also another point where, when I and Thomas left Century City, there were 3 kids, like 3 teenagers, and suddenly and they're all white. One of the teenagers suddenly looked at me and said, "He's gonna fuck you up." And then we just walked away. And then Thomas was like, "Yep, I don't want to raise my child here. Like, if I have a child." And by here, he means like in this particular district in LA. But I'd argue that if I have children, I will not even let them grow up in the USA in general. Because it's just not good for them. The education system, the culture is just like, ugh. So, there's that. Okay, came back home, drank some milk tea, rest up. Feeling good. Feeling nice. I had a long conversation with Miriam on WhatsApp. Because, so during dinner, I took a photo of, my food and Thomas's food, and I made an Instagram story like, I have a social life now, just to flex a little bit. But I don't want to flex too much because I don't want to come off like a try-hard. I don't want people to see me and realize how jealous I am towards other people when in fact I am, but I want to hide that, So Also, I just realized I ran out of toilet paper and I have to order. I want to order it from Amazon. I don't even want to go to Ralph's to buy it. I'm just gonna order it from Amazon. Screw it, man. But yeah, fuck. But yeah, I had a very long conversation with Miriam. This is gonna be fun. I had a very long conversation with Miriam. Miriam saw my Instagram story and was like, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, the Chinese person I told you about." And she's like, "The girl?" And I'm like, "No, the guy." And then I was walking back home at that point, so I said, "I'm going to talk to you later." So a little bit later, after I got back home and washed my face and washed my hair, yeah, I just used voice messaging and just messaged her a bunch. And I just basically revealed a bunch of stuff to her. I basically revealed everything to her. I realized how fucking insane my life here has been. Like, even though May has been very uneventful, it's still like a video game somehow. Like, somehow there's still like a lot of ins and outs, you know? Like, speaking of in and outs, I haven't tried in and outs, but there's still a lot of insanity going on, like this EAS, like different strategy, the script writing club, you know, the whole stuff, the whole drama with Pepper, and like all that other stuff, all these connections. And Miriam's like, "Wow, that's very interesting." So I told Miriam all that stuff, and then I told Miriam that I'm gonna come back in summer, and she's super excited. And I told her about my plan to just binge lunch with people round robin style. And I thought this would freak Miriam out a little bit because it's really weird. But I told Miriam because A, I'm truthful towards Miriam. B, Miriam's probably the kind of person who would like this kind of attitude. And turns out Miriam does like this kind of attitude. So Miriam's super excited, and she's like, "Man, I want to have fun too. I want to just..." And I told Miriam how, like, all my burdens now lie in LA. You know, making friends, short film, everything, gaining weight. So if I go to Hong Kong, I don't have to care about all that shit. I don't have to care about gaining weight when I go back to Hong Kong, because I will fucking gain a lot of weight, because my mom and my helper will be cooking food and I'll be eating them all. I'll be drinking the soups, eating all the dishes. I'll eat them all, I swear to God. I miss home so much. I miss home food so much. So I will just suck everything into my mouth. And I'll be having tons of lunches and dinners, so my calories, I don't have to care about making friends, because I don't care anymore. Hong Kong is done. It's dead to me. So, and Mary, I don't care about her anymore. She's awesome, but she's gone, man. She's gone. And I have what I have. I have Natalie, I have Cedric, I have Leo, I have Pink, I have Zara, I have Miriam. And if I can have lunch with Tom or whatever, I will. If not, fine, who cares? So there's that. I don't have to care about friends. I don't even have to care about short film. I mean, I do kind of care about my conspiracy short film, which I'm still going to try to work on, but that can be next year. It doesn't matter to me as much as what's going on right here, right now. So, there you go. I have all my burdens lie in LA, which means that if I go to Hong Kong, I'm a free man. It's in reverse. Like back in Hong Kong, I say, when I go to LA, I'm a free man, because all my burdens lie in Hong Kong, and if I go to LA, I'm starting over. And now, because I've built a life here, so now in turn my burdens lie here and not back in Hong Kong. So this means I just I don't have to care about anything anymore. I can just fucking sleep all day, eat all day, just whatever, just speak to people. I have no plans. I'm just gonna go fucking insane. I'm just gonna go wild every single day. Wild days, man. A whole month of wilderness. Well, not a whole month minus a week, which is not a lot actually. 21 days, not really a lot. So my mom is gonna call me later. I'm gonna call my mom later, probably right now. And I'll tell her a bunch of stuff again. and she wants me to confirm if it's July 14th to arrive, and then late July to come out of quarantine. I honestly want it to be earlier, so I'm gonna discuss. Yeah, that's all for today. I'm not gonna do them. I'm gonna watch 2 episodes of Kingdom, and that's it. And I haven't vacuumed the floor yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow because I'm gonna stay here the whole day tomorrow. So vacuum, bed sheets, everything. That's tomorrow. I will DM Christian tomorrow, and I'll do some college homework. I'll do some college homework now. I'll do more tomorrow. Chemistry Zoom class. That's it. And I got a bunch of food. I already spent $477 on food only this month, which is record high. But in turn, I get more calories, and also I'm not gonna go to Ralph's or Nijia Market again for the next few days. I realize I have a lot of food. I forgot the cup noodles. I forgot to buy the cup noodles. God damn it. But I have the onigiri, I have the Hokkaido bread, I got rice, a lot of rice. I got the rice noodles that I bought in early May in Monterey Park. I got lots of stuff, and the dinner I planned for tonight, that's voided now because I went out into Century City. So, I mean, tons of food, man. I got tons of food. So, yay, man, yay! And I still got tons of cinnamon rolls, and I got banana bread, and I got bread. I got tons of stuff. I still got eggs. I got, as far as drinks go, I still got 5 cans of Pepsi. I got milk tea. I got milk. I got stuff, really, just stuff. So that's good. Good news. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't feel comfortable around Thomas. Well, to be fair, we've only met each other for about 4 months, which is not enough for us to be close friends, but not even friends, because at the end of the day, there's still cultural difference. So I'm not 100% comfortable around Thomas because his personality still seems surface level, but also a little passive aggressive at times. And if it's Zara, if Thomas is Zara, okay, and Zara wants to go walk in Santa Monica Place, okay, if I imagine Thomas is Zara, and Zara says, "Oh, I want to go to Santa Monica Place," I'm just gonna honestly say, "Yeah, but I want to go home too." So Zara's gonna be like, please," and I'm like, but I gotta go home, and Zara's gonna be like, "Okay, fine," and it would totally be fine. But Thomas is like, "Oh, okay, sure, why not?" And it's the same thing, but it feels different. It feels a little awkward. Don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but Pepper made an Instagram story today of her being in like a movie set with a camera and lightings and stuff. And for a moment, I got jealous, Again, like, oh, so you're making it, you're going to making movies and you're having fun without me. Which I sound very self-centered, I know, but you could have at least told me something. It doesn't have to be about this specifically, but about anything. Just tell me anything. Just even chat with me about random stuff. Just like, it's clear that Pepper doesn't want anything to do with me. And I don't really care at this point. I'm going to take a jab at the EAS via the Japanese girl now. I told Miriam about the Japanese girl, Aika, and Miriam's like, "Yeah, let's go befriend the Japanese girl. She's my next victim. Let's go." It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. I need to pull some insane 360-degree explosion in order to do that. Oh, but, okay, so Christian would be a good candidate out of my 3 close friends. And then we got Kevin, the guy whom Pepper introduced to me. And that's cool because I made another Instagram story today where it's a screenshot of transit app. And I was waiting for the bus to go to Century City, and the transportation system is so shit that the only two options to go to Century City is A, take bus number 4, but you have to stand at the bus stop and wait for like 25 minutes. B, ride a spin scooter and then take another bus and then ride a bird scooter, which is fucking stupid. And so I made an Instagram story like, I swear Los Angeles is going to make me transit 3 cows and ride a mosquito just to get to a mall. Which is so fucking funny. And Kevin saw it and replied to it, reacted to it, saying, have you tried spin? And I said no. And then apparently he tried and he said it's pretty good. But it's pricey, of course. But it's really good. So you know what? I braved up. I said, Kevin, do you want to hang out before I leave? Now, of course, I don't directly ask that. I'm careful with my words. I'm a gamer. And I said, oh, are you going to leave? Are you going to go back to Hong Kong summer? And he said, probably not. He said that he asked his family to visit him in LA, but his family said no. And he doesn't want to go back to Hong Kong. He doesn't want to ever go back to Hong Kong because it's such a broken, dystopian place. So he's going to stay. And I told him I'm going to go. And then I said, and while Thomas was shopping for Tesla, because Thomas really wants a Tesla, I texted Kevin on DM's IG, and I said, want to hang out? And he's like, sure. And he asked me what are my plans, and I'm like, I've been really free lately, so that's good. So expect us to hang out a little bit. And maybe if our conversation goes well, if he seems like a swell dude, maybe he could become like the second candidate for my 3 close friends candidate. And for the third one, I really hope Pepper would be one. I don't want it to be Thomas. I really hope that Pepper would be one of them. But if not, I'll try the Japanese girl. It's such a long shot. But I'll try that. Yeah. Because it doesn't seem like JT and Potter care about me anymore. Given that Potter hasn't spoken to me in a month. Nearly a month. Or Jonah, to be honest. But Jonah doesn't always like ask me to hang out. Even though we've hung out once miraculously. But Jonah does ask me things like, how are you lately, from time to time. And that's it. So 3 things going on. 3 things. Weight. A level 2, friendship. Level 4, weight, health and fitness. Level 5, short film. That's it.